He leans over the massive, spinning industrial roll, a routine adjustment. But a split second is all it takes. His clothing snags, and the machine violently pulls him in, wrapping him around the cylinder in a horrifying blur. A devastating outcome from a preventable mistake. Never wear loose clothing near rotating machinery. Maintain a safe distance at all times. On a frigid industrial site, disaster strikes without warning. The operator can only watch as the massive steel boom groans, then buckles under immense strain. It folds completely, sending tons of metal crashing onto the roof with devastating force. This is a stark reminder to always respect the machine's limits and to verify every single lift calculation before you begin. A normal shift on the factory floor. One worker stands by his machine when, without a sound, the floor collapses. He vanishes into the chasm instantly, a horrifying drop into the unknown. His partner can only watch, frozen in shock. This is a stark warning. Always verify the structural safety of your work area. What's underneath can be a serious risk. In this industrial workshop, a worker moves across the floor, completely unaware of the pressure building behind him. In a terrifying instant, the furnace erupts in a catastrophic blast. A massive fireball and concussive wave consumed the entire room, leaving nothing but chaos. Know your equipment's limits and your escape routes. Your awareness is your best defense in a hazardous environment. At the gym, he was focused on his workout. Suddenly, the leg extension machine fails catastrophically. The entire weight stack plummets, swinging the padded bar with crushing force directly into his forehead. The impact was severe. Before you lift, always inspect your equipment. A simple check can prevent a life-altering incident. A routine reverse maneuver in a busy workshop. After a minor collision, the operator steps out, leaving the engine running and the forklift in gear. Suddenly, the machine lurches backward on its own. He scrambles to regain control, but the vehicle tips over an unseen edge, pinning him in a catastrophic crush. Never leave heavy equipment unattended while it's still in gear. At this industrial dump site, a worker stands just feet from the bay. As the massive container is still lowering, the driver inexplicably pulls forward. The entire rig lurches, the raised metal arm nearly striking the bay's overhang. A heart-stopping error. Always confirm equipment is secure and stowed before moving an inch. Inside a deep, rocky pit, he descends into a dark crevice. A moment of silence. Then his red hard hat is violently hurled out. Two monstrous, glowing eyes appear in the darkness, watching, as a boulder is thrown from the abyss where he vanished. A stark warning. Never explore these dangerous, unknown places unprepared. Your safety is paramount. In an office, a man leaps over a counter and touches a standing fan. Instantly, a violent current seizes his body. He's locked in place, convulsing uncontrollably as the electricity surges through him. He can't let go. In this situation, never touch the person directly. Immediately cut the power source, or use a non-conductive object to break their contact with the current. High above the city, a crane operator is trapped as fire engulfs the cab. With a horrifying groan of metal, the massive steel arm snaps, smashing into the skyscraper beside it. Tons of debris plummet toward the crowded streets below. When near construction, always look up and stay alert. Your awareness is your best defense. On a high-rise construction site, a worker stands on a massive concrete slab. Without warning, a support fails. The slab pivots like a violent seesaw, catapulting him and a coworker over the edge and into the void. A terrifying reminder that you must always verify the stability of any platform. Never assume something is secure. On a factory floor, a worker feeding a press is suddenly dragged inside. The massive machine slams down, trapping them in an inescapable grip as harrowing screams fill the air. One misstep is all it takes. Always respect machine guards and stay clear of moving parts. Your awareness is your first line of defense. In a warehouse aisle, a worker turns, his instincts screaming. A massive spinning metal coil detaches from its machine, crashing down behind him with explosive force. It shatters into a cloud of razor-sharp debris, missing him by inches. Never turn your back on active machinery. Your awareness is your last line of defense. In a warehouse, a simple stumble becomes a horrifying ordeal. He falls, and the relentless conveyor belt instantly captures him. Dragged uncontrollably up the incline and into the unknown, his desperate shouts are swallowed by the machinery's roar. Moving equipment is unforgiving. Always maintain your footing and respect the danger zone. In a deep, unprotected trench, a worker has his head and torso completely inside a pipe. Next to him, vibrations from a power tool shake the unstable, muddy walls. The slightest shift could trigger a catastrophic collapse, turning the pipe into a sealed enclosure with no way out. Never enter an excavation without proper shoring or a trench box. It is the only thing preventing a disaster. A routine ride through a tunnel becomes a terrifying ordeal. Suddenly, the transport system catastrophically fails, accelerating to an uncontrollable speed. Workers are thrown from their seats and dragged helplessly, tumbling across the rough ground and sharp steel tracks. Meticulous equipment inspections can prevent such catastrophic events. Inside this Coachella factory, a worker's patience evaporates. After inspecting the complex machine, his frustration boils over into a startling burst of rage. He violently rips a heavy safety panel from its housing, exposing the inner workings. An uncontrolled outburst like this is a critical hazard. When angry, always walk away from the machine. At a high-risk construction site, a spotter raises a desperate hand. Too late. The mobile crane's load proves overwhelming. The giant machine lurches, its wheels lifting high before it plummets in a violent, thunderous impact of steel on steel. A brutal lesson. Overloading equipment is a gamble, and maintaining a safe distance is your only guarantee. In a dirt lot, a man uses brute force to unload a massive coil. He gives it one final, desperate shove. As the metal tips, he loses his footing and falls with it. The multi-ton beast crashes down, instantly pinning him beneath its crushing weight. A horrific lesson. Heavy loads demand mechanical assistance, not just risky gambles. Always use the proper equipment.